My name is Rolf Schmidt, it's a German name, but I'm a Kenyan citizen since 1977. When I was a young man, somebody gave me a book by Hemingway, Green Hills of Africa. And then I bought more books from Ruark and from Hemingway, and it fascinated me. Africa fascinated me. I started off in South Africa in 1966, then I went from South Africa to Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe, and everybody down there said that Kenya was the real Africa. Kenya was the picture book Africa. And when I got here, I could only confirm that, I could agree with that. I came in 1973 from Tanzania, from Dar es Salaam, where I was a chef at the Kilimanjaro Hotel. And I drove all the way with a little short wheelbase Land Rover from Dar es Salaam to Nairobi. The scenery is absolutely fantastic. And the game in 1973 was absolutely in abundance. In particular from Arusha to Nairobi, it was just littered with plain game. And in those days, I admit, and I don't regret, I was a hunter. I used to love the bush. I used to be out in the bush every free day, not to hunt or kill, but just to be in the bush with the animals. These are unforgettable experiences that still make me happy today. I was attacked by a buffalo, by a wounded buffalo, and the buffalo, he picked a smaller guy. I used to be huge, and so he picked the guy next to me, which basically saved my life and his life, because I could kill the buffalo when it happened. Once in Nairobi, I catered for all the big movies, like Out of Africa, Gorillas in the Mist, West with the Night, Mountains of the Moon. I've been hunting and in the bush all the time, and yet it was the film people who actually showed me the real nice places. They find the most beautiful, most incredible places, and they show you, as a Kenyan, how lucky you actually are to be able to live here. I'm half an hour from town center. This is my hotel, my business, my house. It's unbelievable. We had the lions coming a few months ago, and they killed 2 of my cows, which is a very sad thing, but then I guess I'm living in the lion's backyard. I lost 6 dogs to the leopard. There's a buffalo every day across the gorge. You see him in the late afternoon. There's a bushbuck pair with a baby on my land in the thick bush, which I don't want to cut because of that. There's about 9 or 10 wild pigs, and I keep the leftovers in one particular place, and they come every night and eat it, and then they go back in the park. Zebras on the back of the land here, baboons, too many, and we have even some Sykes monkeys who had started to eat the chips from the children from the table, but I stopped them with the help of some paintball guns. I've seen wildebeest on my land many years ago, and we had at least 18-foot python once on the land, which we saw, and there's various snakes, and a monitor lizard, and there's a small crocodile down in the gorge. I had an elephant in my backyard at one day. Apparently it was the first elephant that ever strayed into Nairobi in 50 years. And it was on my property, and I could experience the whole process of sedating the elephant, putting it on a tractor, and putting it on a lorry and taking it back to Amboseli, wherever it came from. Imagine. I mean, to be privileged To look out of the window and see a buffalo in your garden, I think that's just, you can't pay that with any amount of money. You either got it or you haven't. Of course, things have changed. Kenya is not the Kenya that I met when I came here. The game is getting less, the animals are getting less, and the people are getting more. What nobody wants to acknowledge is that we have so many square kilometer land. It's not getting more. So we have to share what we had to share with 5-7 million people. Now we have to share it with 40 million people. Kenya has everything. It's got a tremendous history. It's got the landscape. It's got the beaches. And the people. You can live here and complain all the time about Africans, about this, about that, politics, everything. Or you can accept it. I've decided to stay here. I've got to live with it, make the best out of it. And that's what I did. And I wouldn't want to go anywhere else. I would not go back to Europe. No way. I go to Europe for shopping. And that's where it ends. That's where it ends. The moment I'm at the airport, I'm happy.